Hi there. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Tim Benton. I, like many of you, sat down and wrote a book a bunch of years back and had gone through a lot of different trials and tribulations trying to get this book out. And to save many of you from going through the same type of mistakes and wasting the time that I had wasted, I figured it'd be a good thing to put this thing together. Give you a chance to take steps that I didn't take, or had I known I would have taken, and would have saved me numerous amount of headaches. This started off about 8 years ago. I wrote a book. I was actually expecting a child at the time. And due to some medical complications, I was unable to work and wanted something to keep me occupied. So I started writing. And my wife had to deal with me jumping up out of the sofa, running to the computer, typing in whatever I had to put down because I didn't want to forget what was in my head. I knew that it was important. And in the process of writing this, probably took me a good year and a half, 2 years to write this book. I finally came up with a book that I thought was really decent. It was called Conversations with an Angel and Watchers. It was not a religious book per se, although it had religious connotations in it. It was more dealing with perspectives of humanity. It was more like a self-help book or uplifting book. It was an angel's perspective of us after watching over us for 7,000 years and being how we have changed our views over time and how we look and how events in our lives are affected and how big or how small we think they are. If you look at an angel and would think that somebody's watching over us for 7,000 years, obviously their perspective of life versus ours would be drastically different. And this is the type of route I wanted to come through. So I took everything in life. I don't care what it was. It was from terrorism to having babies to birth to marriage to sexuality, everything. And I wrote a book on it. And then I passed it to my friends and said, could you tell me what you think about it? And then when I finally got the script done, I sent it to my friends. And my friends actually really liked it. And everybody I sent it to gave me really high praise for it. So I said, good, I've got something I can publish. So I went down and I started researching out who these publishers were, and I started sending manuscript after manuscript to all of these people, and everyone turned me down, rejected. This is not what we wanted. So then I started doing a little bit more research and found out that you need to find somebody that's dealing in the area that you're writing on. So then I started finding them. Most of them wanted me to be published before they touched my books. So, needless to say, when you've never been published, it's kind of hard to step into the field. So, I did what many people did. I actually went for self-publishing. And I found that after doing this and selling out a certain amount of books, I had something I could bring to the publishers. And at that point, then they started publishing the book. Thing was out of print for years now, but I sold several thousand copies. It wasn't a 100,000 copy hit, but it taught me a lot of things. And I'd like to share this on with you guys to let you benefit from my experience.